Hey everyone, it's Tim here. I hope you're all very well. In today's video, we will be going through some of the most common mistakes people make when it comes to back training. We'll be going through 4 exercises: the bent over row, the single arm dumbbell row, the lats pull down, as well as the seated row machine. So without further ado, let's get started. First up, let's take a look at the bent over row exercise. A great exercise that's really popular in the gym and can be performed with either dumbbells or a barbell. Here's some of the technique mistakes for this exercise. Rounding your back to get into position. This is not a strong or a very safe position to be in, especially if you have a dodgy back. Instead of moving your spine, push back with your hips and keep your back straight. The next mistake is letting your upper back round. This generally happens later on in the set when your muscles become fatigued. At this point with a rounded back, you can't really engage your mid-back muscles effectively anymore. Once your form and posture starts breaking down, there isn't much point trying to continue. Next up, an ineffective way of rowing is pulling the dumbbells straight up towards your chest. Instead, by rowing towards your waist, so more towards your hip, you'll be able to target your lats much better while keeping your shoulders in a healthier position. Your lats are the muscles on the sides of your back. Here's my demonstration of the bent over row exercise. When performed correctly, your form should look something more like this. So pushing back with the hips to move down into your position, keeping a straight back, rowing towards your waist, a second pause at the top, nice and controlled tempo. Moving on to the second exercise of the video, the single arm dumbbell row. Another great exercise to build and strengthen your back. However, it is often performed very poorly. Just like the bent over row, rounding your back while performing this exercise is just going to put you into a weaker position and affect your ability to properly train your back muscles. Instead, we want a nice flat back with your spine in its neutral position. The next mistake, looks a bit funny, but it does happen unfortunately. So basically rotating your torso at the top of the movement, usually a result of using momentum or wanting to fully contract your back muscles. However, this is completely unnecessary. Just keep your torso square to the ground and we're good. Once again, just like the bent over row, avoid pulling the weight straight up to your chest. Instead, row towards your waist to target your lats better. Okay, here's how we can optimize your form for this exercise. First, place your support knee on the bench and then extend your other leg out. Place your toes in line with your hips. Then, place your support hand on the bench under your shoulder while keeping your arm straight. However, don't lock out your elbow fully. So you don't just want to go and put all your weight onto your elbow. Then think about rowing the dumbbell towards your waist with a second pause at the top. Lower the weight down fully in a controlled way to stretch your muscles. Let your shoulder blade move freely during this exercise. Moving on to our third exercise, the lat pull down, one of the staple gym machines, and for good reason. It's a great exercise to strengthen and develop our back. Mistake number 1 for this exercise is pulling the bar straight down in front of us. Mistake number 2 is rolling our shoulders forward to bring the bar down. Next mistake is once again rounding our back instead of keeping a more neutral spine. I don't know what I'm doing there. It's pretty random. And finally, using momentum to pull the bar down. Generally a result of going or wanting to go too heavy with the weight. It's important we stay strict with the form and only use weights which we can actually control. Here's a better way of performing the lats pull down. So a few things to go over. Keep your back straight and lean back slightly. Avoid flaring out your elbows excessively and pull the bar down towards your chest without rolling your shoulders forward. Pause the contraction at the bottom for a second and control the bar back up, stretching out your back muscles. The final exercise of the video is the seated cable row. Starting with the most common mistake, rounding your back. So don't let the weight pull you into this position. Maintain your upright posture. Second mistake is once again rolling your shoulders forward to pull the weight. Instead, let your shoulders move back as you pull. The next mistake is not allowing your shoulder blades to move freely, so cutting the movement short to keep your shoulders from going forward. And once again, using your lower back and creating momentum to row. Again, use weights which you can actually control. To perform the seated row exercise correctly, focus on keeping an upright posture throughout the set. As you pull the handles, bring your shoulders back and keep your chest out. Don't let your shoulders roll forward, instead bring your shoulder blades back. As you return the handles back, control it and let your shoulders move forward to fully stretch out your back muscles. So there we have it. I hope you found this video to be beneficial. If you've enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to the channel for upcoming content. If you do have any questions about anything, please let me know in the comments below. See you soon.